Okay, thank you everyone for joining today's webinar titled How to 5 Easy Steps to Writing Emails That Sell Memberships. Our presenter today is Eric Charles. Eric has been in the martial arts and fitness industry for more than 25 years and is the owner of Premier Martial Arts and Fitness in Watertown, New York. He last year published a book on his successes called The Art of Selling Memberships. And the book became an international bestseller, hitting #1 in 3 categories in the US, Australia, and Germany on Amazon.com. Eric is an expert in martial arts and fitness sales and marketing. He has written emails for his own business and many of his clients for his consulting business, as well as for Member Solutions itself. And some of the email templates that he has written for Member Solutions clients, specifically for use with our software, are some of the most popular downloaded pieces that we offer. And so we thought it would be great if we could ask Eric to join us today to do a webinar so that everyone can learn about the email marketing best practices that he used to create those templates. So thank you, Eric, for joining us. Everyone, if you have any questions for Eric during the call, please type them into the questions box on the control panel on your screen, and he'll do his best to answer all of those at the end of the call. And if there are any we don't get to, we will take those and try to respond to them via email later. So again, thank you everyone for joining us, and with that, I'll turn it over to you, Eric.
Okay, great. Thanks, Miranda. I appreciate that introduction. And welcome everybody to the webinar. I'm really excited about this one. Email is one of those things, if you get it, you can do very well with it. And if you don't, it can have disastrous results. So I'm really excited to present this and some of the things that I've learned over the years about writing emails and how to make them work for you to sell memberships, grow your credibility, and increase your business. So today, as a lot of you know who attend my webinars on a regular basis, I always like to let you know what I'm planning on doing and what my promise is to you during this webinar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use email to increase your engagement, keyword is earn, your prospects' trust so that you can sell more memberships and that you get a better response from any kind of promotional emails that you put out. And you're going to be able to do this without having to become some kind of marketing guru, and definitely don't have to become an English major. I'm not an English major. I actually don't even consider myself a marketing guru. I'm just a guy who works his butt off and tries to get better at all the different aspects that we need to be good at as entrepreneurs in this business. And the beauty of this is that it works even if you have a small list. And a lot of us are in that boat. We don't have tens of thousands of people on an email list like some of these marketing gurus have, where they just blast out promotion after promotion, and they only need a 0.01% response to get anything out of it. If we get a 0.01% response, you get nothing. Nobody is responding. So I'm gonna do this for you today, and I'm excited to share with you. But before we get started, I got a question for you. I want to know who in here knows the secret to keeping your members coming back month after month. Who knows the secret to this? Type your answer in the question box for me right now, and I'm going to reveal that secret to you at the end of our webinar, but I want to know what your thoughts are. What is the secret to keeping your members coming back month after month? And I'll explain why I'm asking you this question when I give you the answer. So, as you know, I need your attention. Some of you, and actually the majority of you, signed up for this webinar through email. So you might have read in that email that I don't let my webinars be available for recording. So this is not going to be something that you're going to be able to get later on through YouTube or Vimeo or something like that. It's live. You have to be here to get the information. So I need you to turn off your phones, turn off Facebook. If you're serious about getting better results with email, then I need you to pay close attention to what I'm going to share with you, because I think it's going to have a major impact on your business. I know it's going to have a major impact on your business, and I'm going to have to go through things pretty quickly to cover all of the information that I'm going to cover for you today. So as Miranda mentioned, I've been in this business 28 years. I've owned my own facilities, built them and sold them from the ground up for the past 11 years. I wrote the book, The Art of Selling Memberships, international bestseller. I still to this day own my own facility. It's a 10,000 square foot facility here in Watertown, New York. I started in a 700 square foot facility. So I've grown quite a bit since I started my original location. I do consulting for top level facilities all over the world, and the stuff that I'm going to share with you today is stuff that I share with them in those consultations. And an interesting fact about me that not a lot of people know, but when I first started my very first gym, I was actually driving a cab and fighting professionally, and as I say, not so professionally, because I got $100 for my first fight, my first professional fight. But I was doing that to make ends meet. I would literally get in my car, drive people around for a 12-hour shift, get out, teach my classes, sell memberships, make my calls, do my training, sleep a little bit, back in my car I went, and started the process all over again. And I point that out because, a lot of us do this when we first start out. We've got multiple things going on. We didn't start out rich or wealthy or, have anything handed to us. We've kind of had to work at it to earn our spot here. And I'm no different than any of you on this call, if you're in that situation now or if you were in that situation. So a little bit about my background, but let me tell you about my teacher, because I practice what I preach. People hire me to teach them a sales process that works really, really well. And I'm a big proponent of hiring consultants. I do it myself. I subscribe to all kinds of different programs, and I have consultants that help me with certain aspects of business. And this guy, his name's Andre Chaperone, is my email teacher. If you can believe I have an email coach. I know it sounds kind of crazy to have a coach for one specific element, but this is something that I wanted to be good at, and it's something that's very important. And this is a guy who has made millions through his email marketing. And he's also helped his clients earn millions more. Now, if you wanted to hire this guy, you could. He won't write emails for you, but he'll do consulting. It's $900 an hour to do a Skype call with him. And it's taken me a lot of trial and error to translate what he teaches into our industry. But this is my teacher. You can look him up, and if you have the budget, I highly recommend you hire him, because I do. So, or take his courses. Like I said, it's what I do. So feel free to definitely reach out. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying that you're going to earn millions with these emails, because it doesn't always work like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the system that we're using to get great results. And I want you to make sure that you understand that the results are not typical, and why. Because if you understand why, you can change that pattern. And the reason why is that people who are on these type of trainings, they'll listen to the training and they'll get off it tomorrow, and then they go right back to their old routines. They don't implement. So you have to be an action taker. You have to take what I'm telling you and you have to implement it. If you do those things, you will see successful results from it. So I'm happy to share this with you totally for free, exactly what's working for me and for my clients right now. So let's jump right into it. Step number one, the right message to the right audience. The right message to the right audience. Some of you guys might know who this is. Hopefully everybody does. President of the United States, on his way out, but has been the president for the last 8 years. I also call him the email marketer in chief. And the reason why I'm bringing him up is because his campaign raised $690 million online in 2012. Now, most of that came directly from email. And when I say most, I have that in quotes. The reason I have it in quotes is because that's a direct quote from his campaign. They just released this information. So that's how I know about this. But most of the 690 million came from email. In fact, there was one email, and some of you already know this because I sent it out to you, but there was one email that raised $2.6 million by itself. $2.6 million. The subject line was, "I will be outspent." Kind of ironic, right? Because nobody outspent him. Another email that he sent out in response to a speech one of his opponents made raised $10 million. 10. So 2 emails, over $12 million, 2 days of work. Not too shabby. One of the reasons why, right message to the right audience. His campaign, this is like mind-boggling, but his campaign has a 68% inbox placement rate. So what that means is, for all of the people that are on his email list, 68% of them are whitelisting them or telling their email providers that they want emails from him. Because you can sign up for a list, but if you don't do like a double opt-in or they don't whitelist you within their email program, they may not even get to your inbox. They might go to a promotions folder. Like Gmail will send it to a promotions folder unless you actually whitelist it. And I'm going to talk to you about how you get people who are subscribed to your email list, how you get them to whitelist you. One thing is having the right message go to the right audience. Okay, that's an important thing. You want to know who they are, who you're sending it to. How do they talk? What do they think? Okay, every person is different. You might have one segment of your business might be stay-at-home moms, or might be busy moms. Another segment of your business might be MMA fighters or bodybuilders. They talk different. They're different people. If you're sending that group all together the same message, you're going to miss a lot of those people, if not all of them. Because we respond as humans, we respond to things that we're interested in. And so it's very, very important that you segment your audience based on their interests. Okay, now there's a lot of ways that you can do this. And I mean, it's very difficult to do this using Excel spreadsheets and, or your Gmail account. I don't even know how to do it that way. But let me show you. I'm going to just show you real quick how I do this, so I can give you an idea for what I'm talking about. If I go to, I use my Volo software, okay, to run my business, and this is like a member management software. But they have a really cool email marketing program in here that's incorporated in it. So in this, I can go to my members, my member search, and I'm just going to pull up somebody real quick. Click search, and we're going to go to this person. So in this tab right here, there's interests. Okay? Now, I can set these up ahead of time, and you can have any interests that you want in here. Okay? And the more specific you can get, the better. So maybe for interest, you might have competition MMA. You might have competition bodybuilding. You might have competition Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Okay? So you can have all these different interests. But let's say this particular person I know is interested in weight loss. Now they're tagged as someone who's interested in weight loss. Okay, so I click OK. It saves their profile. Now I can go back to my search and I can find everybody in here who's interested in weight loss. Just like that. So they're tagged. I click search and there she is. Okay, so it allows me to segment by their interest. So now I'm sending out a weight loss message and it's not going to all these different people who may not actually even be interested in weight loss. Okay, so that's how I do it in Volo. I can just check their interests, and now they're tagged in that system as being interested in those specific things. But it's important to get the right message to the right audience and not just blast them with, every single person on your list with the same exact message. There are exceptions to it. Maybe you're doing an open house. Okay, great. That's maybe something you would want to do it. But when it comes to long-term communications, into earning their trust, into keeping their attention and getting your emails opened, you got to speak to their specific interests. Okay, very, very important. The second step is to stop promoting and start connecting. Connect first, promote later. This drives us all crazy. We sign up for somebody's email list and it's always a sale, a sale, a sale, buy this, buy this, buy this. And there's very rarely anything of value in it unless we pay them some kind of money or give them something. A lot of people do this. They wait until they have something to promote to send out an email. It's a mistake. One of the reasons why is because you have to have a huge list in order to get a response out of that type of system. Like I said in the beginning, we don't necessarily have large lists. And if you have 2,000 people on your email list, that's not large. Okay, you need thousands and thousands and thousands to get results with this, spray campaign where you just send out promotional emails. Okay, this is probably not a shocker to anybody, but attention is a scarce thing. And somehow you grab their initial attention. I don't know what it was, why they signed up for your email list, why they are even on it, why they're members. I'm not sure what got their attention. But you got it. Now you want to make your audience receptive to what you have to say. Okay? Attention in the long term, it's earned through trust. And how do we build trust? Through relationships. We prove that we are worthy, so to speak. We give them content that talks to them, that makes sense to them, that they're interested in. Now, you know what? I'm going to click this email. I'm going to open it up because this guy speaks to me a little bit. I'm interested in what he has to say, and I know that it's not just going to be a, hey, 50% off, hey, this special or that special. Okay, so attention in the long term is earned through trust. This was an interesting thing because it's so simple, yet we forget about it sometimes. I was very guilty of this when I first started sending emails. I didn't look at the list that I had as humans, as real people. I looked at it like a list. But you're not sending to a list. You're actually sending to real people, humans. And it was a mindset shift for me that really helped improve my communication. A list doesn't care about you. A list doesn't necessarily read your emails. People do, humans do, that are in tune with your message, that you're sending out the right thing. So what can you do to help with that? You can send out videos. You can send out links to an article, a blog post, or some kind of tip that maybe resonates with them. You know, example, a tip type of an email would be one that I've used in the past is a tip for people who are interested in getting in shape and losing weight. And the tip is that a lot of times when we think we're hungry, we're actually thirsty. And I put a link to an article about that specific thing. I'm not asking them to buy anything or do anything. It's just a tip because I know they're interested in weight loss. I know they're interested, and I know that is something that they would find appealing to them, and they would open it. And they open it, oh, wow, I never knew that. And it starts to build trust a little bit. It's not even an article I wrote. These don't have to be things that you write. The videos don't have to be videos that you produce, although if you have the resources to do that, then by all means do it. Same thing with blog posting. If you have a blog that you do, send the links out to it so people can check it out and they can get to know you a little bit. Another thing is to tell a story. And sometimes people ask me, well, what kind of stories do I tell? I don't know what to say. A lot of my clients are good teachers. And they don't realize that the way they teach is storytelling in and of itself. Your emails are the same way. Be you. Because you're not worried about them buying something at the end. You want to just give them something that's going to help with their specific need. Whether it's a tip on bully proof, a tip on, I talked about, fitness and weight loss. A tip on recovery, and a story about how maybe you learned about the importance of managing your energy as opposed to managing your time. I don't know. I'm just throwing some things out there, but you get the idea. You tell a story. Stories are how we have passed on information for thousands of years. Everybody can do it. You just have to pay attention to how you do it because you already are doing it. If I asked everybody on this webinar how you got involved in this business, the stories would be coming out of the woodwork. We can all do it. But tell stories as you go through things and send out your emails. Again, it's a way that they connect. I told you a story in the beginning about how I used to be a cab driver, how I used to work a couple jobs when I started it. That helps develop a connection, especially for everybody out here on this webinar who has been in that position. Okay? So tell your stories. Now, step number 3, this is my favorite one because I don't have to worry about being perfect with the proper grammar. It's format for readability, not for English class. Okay? I failed English in high school 2 times. Twice. It's amazing that I graduated. But my teachers passed me anyway, even though I failed. I had to listen to these big long speeches, but they passed me. Thank you, Mrs. Bliss and Mrs. Burdick. Hopefully nobody goes and looks them up and gets them in trouble. It was a long time ago anyway. But I failed English twice, and when I wrote my book, there's a reading ease scoring organization, if you can believe that. There's an actual organization that does this. Fleisch Kincaid is the name of it. and you can put your text in, and they tell you what level your writing is. And my book was actually a 5th grade reading level. Some of you I know have read it, and I hear it all the time. Man, I read it in like 2 hours. It's 221 pages, and you read it in 2 hours. That's totally fine with me. The idea is I want you to read it. It's not a textbook. There's a lot of stories in there that relate why the system is what it is and how it works. But the funny part is, so this book, this international #1 best-selling book, would have gotten me an F in 10th grade. But I don't write for English. I write for readability. I want people to read my information. That's the only way that they're going to get it. And readability gets results. So your emails, you want to be the same way. How do we do this? We want to write in our audience's language. We want to talk how they talk. We want to know their terminology. Like I said, what do they say? And speaking of my book, sometimes I get asked a question. Maybe some of you already typed it in, but I always get asked, how do you know what they say or what they're thinking or all this stuff? In my book, that's part of the sales process. When they become a member, you find that information out. It's all part of getting to know the people who are coming in, your prospects, your members, all that good stuff, so that you know your audience. But you write in their language. Another thing is use very short paragraphs. Okay, and I'm talking like 1 sentence is a paragraph in my world. 2, 3 is a max. Okay, one of the key reasons of why this is the way, this quote-unquote rule is the way that it is because a lot of times we're reading emails on our phone nowadays. A lot of times. So you want to keep those sentences short. If it's the paragraph short. So if it's 5, 6 sentences, man, nobody's reading that unless they really, really, really want to. A Jack Reacher novel, yeah, okay, they'll read that, but they're not doing that with an email. Okay, so you want your sentences 1, 2, and 3. Another very important point is to use PS at the end and put something interesting in it. What this is doing is this conditions your audience to read all the way to the bottom from start to finish. Okay, so you always want to use a PS in there. If you've ever read an email that if you've ever read an email, if you look at the emails that you read, you'll notice there's PS is in there a lot of times. And that's another thing that you can do for looking at formatting. Look at the emails that you actually read. Okay, I'm talking about from lists that you've subscribed to, not from like your members. Obviously, we read those, but lists that you've actually subscribed to. What are the things in it that kept you going from start to finish? And you'll see a lot of these things are going on with those emails. The next thing is you want to write in flows, and you want to do this ahead of time. It's a lot of work to come up with emails and write as new members come in or new leads come in or copy and paste and do all this. It's a lot of work to do that. So you want to write in flows. And what a flow is, it's just an automated sequence of actions. So you do it ahead of time, and then your email program sends out those emails for you in a succession or in a sequence. So, for example, maybe you have a program that you're interested in promoting on weight loss. And so what you're going to do is you're going to send out 5 emails about this program. You go into your email setup. You put in those emails ahead of time. Each one is kind of like, you have some tips, you're telling a story, and one leads to the next, and it culminates in you letting them know that, hey, you're doing this program also, and you highly recommend they get involved in it. But it's only after you've given value in those previous emails. But you do it ahead of time so that you can think about it, you can sketch it out, you can have it so that anytime now you can just plug people into it and the email does all the work. Okay? Now, quick question. What do shows like Lost, Walking Dead, one of my personal favorites, Housewives of Orange County, what do they all have in common? Besides that millions of people watch them each week and they contribute to the rotting of our minds. But what do they have in common? Well, they're written and recorded ahead of time, obviously. Even these quote-unquote reality shows, they are written. Some of you know that I was on a show called Ultimate Fighter. I was on season 7. And very, very briefly, by the way, I lost to Tim Credor, who's a friend of mine now. Wasn't a friend of mine that night, but he's a friend of mine now. But even that show is scripted. The things you see going on, because I was there and I learned this, that's how I learned it. I realized, you know what, it's not all real, quote unquote. Now, the things that happen are real, but the way the producers present them later, after it's recorded, they cut and paste certain things so that there's a story arc to it, and they keep you hooked from one to the next. So that one episode builds, the next episode builds off the previous episode. Sometimes they end with an unanswered question. Sometimes they show a preview of what the next episode's going to be. Sometimes they do both. But that's how they keep us hooked, is they have these sequences, right? And our emails need to be the same idea. When we have this weight loss flow that we've set up, then we want to have a beginning, first email, that one leads to the second, which leads to the third, so on and so forth. Culminating in the ultimate, which is becoming part of this specific program. Okay, if you're one of the people who downloaded the email templates that I created for new leads, it's a 5 email sequence. The first one is a thank you and reinforcing maybe what their interest is, and that you're going to be sending them some tips. The next one maybe is a link to an article. The next one is a testimonial from a current member or a previous member who's experienced results. Then there's a video one, okay, and each one builds on the next. Okay, and while I have the open, hold on a second. I'm going to show you guys this too, how easy this is. So this is what happened. So I assigned her to the weight loss thing, okay? So now in Volo, I got 2 options really. I can go in here, I can pull up everybody who's interested in weight loss, and this could be 100 people on this list. And then right here, I go to Add to Flow. Okay, right here. Now when I click this, it's going to bring up all of the flow sequences that I have in my system. So for here, it's saying, okay, add to flow, you're going to do it this date. What one do you want to add them to? And again, you're going to have flows based on certain things. Maybe you have a new member flow so that they're getting not promotions, they're getting emails from you throughout their membership. Okay, maybe you have a youth program, and these can be specific. I can do youth program, or I can do youth self-discipline. I can do youth bully-proof. I can do youth leadership. And the more specific you get, the better. But you can segment these down. Holiday promotion. Now it says promotion, but there's certain things throughout that email that's going to keep people going to it. So anyway, I come in here, I select the specific flow that I want to assign them to. In this case, weight loss, because her interest is weight loss. Now I apply to all that are found. And if I go into her account, it's going to be under contact log and then lead flows right here. I can see that we started it December 14th today. 1 action out of 5 has been taken. Okay, so it's going to be automatic. Tomorrow she's going to get number 2. Next day she's going to get number 3, number 4, number 5, and so on. So now all I did was click, set it, done. And if I had 100 people on that list, I could have added 100 people who are interested in weight loss to that list, or whatever it is, whatever their interest is. So now I'm only speaking about weight loss to the members who are actually interested in weight loss, or the leads who are interested in weight loss. Okay, very, very important thing. And that's how easy you do it. Now, there's a lot of email programs that you can get that'll do this exact thing that Volo does. I happen to use it because I use this for member management, billing, and everything else too. And it just obviously, has a very strong email component to this. So I don't have to spend extra money on an email program. But back to our regularly scheduled program here. All right, so you get a chance to see how I do that. Now, the last step, once you've done all of those things, now you can make recommendations and ask them to take action. Because you've built that trust up, you've kept their interest and attention, now you can recommend whatever it is you want them to do next and ask them to take action. One thing that's important is to start them off with easy stuff. Join our Facebook group. Reply back to my email. Let me know your question. Comment on my video. Something super simple, something easy for them to do. Tiny actions, they eventually lead to transactions. Remember that. Tiny actions lead to transactions. I'm a rhymer. This is a big one. You know what's so funny? I never think about this, but clients always ask me, what books do I read? They always want a list. And it's hard for me because I read everything. I mean, it's crazy the amount of reading that I do. But I'm always asked to recommend a book. There's such a hunger for information out there. Recommending a book is a big one. And I'm not just saying this to say it and, with the clients that I have, so therefore it's automatically a rule. But this subject line was the 10th most popular subject line of 2015. And it was seriously, get this book. Nothing crazy about that. It doesn't even seem like any kind of marketing email at all. It's popular because you're recommending something. And I got this information from a company called Digital Marketer. And this is based on the opens compared to hundreds of subject lines that they tested in 2015. That was the 10th most popular one. Recommended a book. Seriously, get this book. Try it out. Make sure you have a book to recommend, though. I happen to know a great book. It's called The Art of Selling Membership. Just kidding. But hey, feel free to recommend my book. I would appreciate it. Or what about this one? Send people who are interested in MMA career of fighting, a competition, a link to your local labor department. Tell them to, choose a better career path. I'm actually joking about that. If you deal with MMA people, especially people who want to become fighters, you get the joke. If you don't, it probably went right over your head. But my point is, recommend things, again, that are based on their interests and ask them to take small actions. Okay? So, let me ask you a question. Who is enjoying the webinar so far? If you're enjoying it, if you enjoyed the information that I shared with you in those 5 steps, type yes. I need my, what do you call it? Instant gratification?
Oh, the yeses are rolling in. You should be happy, Eric.
Awesome. Okay, great. I feel good now. Let's just review real quick. So if you didn't write these down, please go ahead and do it now. Step number 1 is the right message to the right audience. Step number 2 is to stop promoting and start connecting. Speak to your people like they're people. 3, format for readability. Don't worry about being perfect with your English. The only exception in there is I misspelled words. Try to spell correctly. You, your, that, the your thing and the their thing. Make sure you get those right. That'll make people nuts. But format-wise, you want to format for readability. Write in flows. Do it ahead of time. Okay? We gave out, how many emails did we give out? 21 emails for this webinar. Everybody who attends this webinar gets 21 emails that I already wrote. So there's 15 emails for leads, there's emails for referrals, there's emails for holiday promotions, 21 total in all that you're going to get just for being part of this webinar. They're written ahead of time. You plug them into your email, boom, they're done. You want to have the same thing. You can look at those emails, you can take the information from this webinar, and you can apply what we're talking about. And don't worry about doing it perfect on your first try. You will get better the more you do it and the more you practice it. Okay? And the last step was make recommendations and take them or ask them to take action at that point. Once you've built that trust up, that's when you want to ask them to take some action as you've gone through that series. So, people are enjoying the webinar. Who wants to take their email game up to the next level? Type I'm ready in the Q&A box while I take a drink.
Looks like people are ready.
Do we have some next level emailers out there?
I think we do.
All right. Because what I want to do is I showed you Volo throughout this webinar. I showed you kind of how I used it. And I asked Member Solutions to do something special for the people on this webinar. And I want to share this with you. This MyVolo membership management software helps you segment leads and members based on their interest. I showed you how to do that and how easy that is to do. How to assign people to pre-written email flows so that you can just set it and forget it, right? Ron Popeil coined that term with the dang rotisserie, whatever it was, that rotisserie thing he sold late at night. But it's the same idea. You set it and you forget it. Let the emails do the work once you've written them. And you can send messages to people through any number of reports in this program also. I didn't show you that. But you can pull up a report and you can send email messages based on program affiliation, ranks, certifications, depending on what you're using it for. So the email features of this are very, very powerful, and when used properly will get you results. The other thing is that this program also automates a lot of key functions of managing your membership business. Whether it's a fitness center personal training or a martial arts school, there's different versions for each one. But it has scheduling. It has point of sale. It has a member portal that your members can log into and purchase from you and update their accounts. A full array of reports that come with it. It has a mobile app for your members, and it'll also do your billing. It does it automatically. So you're free to kind of do whatever it is you do best. Teach classes, train your clients, market your business. It allows you to focus on that. Now, typically, this software is $129 to get set up. Okay, that includes setup, training, and your first 30 days of service. Like I said, I asked Member Solutions to do something special for you guys that are on this webinar. So I want to tell you about that. But first, if you decide to get the software, I'm going to give you a couple bonuses. The first bonus is I'm going to give you a 6-week fitness challenge program that you can use to attract new members. Now, what are you going to get? You're going to get how the program works, how to set it up. You're going to get the point system to use for the challenge. That's going to help get referrals. It's going to help with attendance. It's the whole program, all written out for you. Just plug in whatever you want. It can be kickboxing. It can be martial arts. It can be, a weight loss challenge. Okay, but you can customize it. I give you the shell of it and how to set it up. I even show you how to get prizes and give you ideas on how to get prizes that you don't even have to pay for, and set up some valuable prizes for the people who participate in it. This alone, this program can, people all over the country are doing a program similar to this, and they and they're making thousands of dollars doing it. $250 a pop for a 6-week program is not crazy. You're going to get that included. So you get the 30 days of Volo, you get the 6-week fitness challenge program already written for you. Just put it together with your information and it's ready to go. It's in total $378 value. I'm also talking about emails, right? I also already wrote the emails to promote the program in the exact format that we just went through today. So you don't even have to write the emails. I'm also going to put the Facebook ads in there. There's 3 Facebook ads that I created for this program that are already ready to go. All you got to do is put the picture in. It's got the headline, the text, all of the elements, the display URL, all of the elements of your Facebook advertising is already done. So you're going to get an email campaign and you're going to get the Facebook ads to go with it. Okay, so the 30 days of Volo, the fitness challenge program, the emails and the Facebook ads, we're already up to $527. And like I said, if you did this fitness challenge program and you just got a few people, that is going to pay for itself. And if I asked you to pay $527, it would be worth it. But I'm not. The last bonus, you're going to get 3 weeks of one-on-one software training from an expert at Member Solutions. They're going to teach you how to use the software. They're going to teach you how to do what I do in it with the email marketing. They're going to help you set everything up, and they're going to take care of you for the next 3 weeks. That is also included. So all said and done, you're going to get 30 days of Volo software, the fitness challenge program to attract some new members, the done-for-you emails, and the Facebook ads that you can use to promote the program, the 3 weeks of training. It's a $726 value. And last but not least, you're going to get a guarantee that if this software doesn't make running your business easier and more profitable than it ever has before, then you can cancel it, no obligation, and keep all of the bonuses as my gift. just for trying it out. $1. What more do I got to say about that? You're not going to pay $129. To get started today, it's only $1. Now, this is a very limited time opportunity. If this is something that you're interested in doing, something that you want to do, get on it, because the offer is going to close at 5 p.m. on Friday. And believe me, this is a very unique offer from Member Solutions. I had to twist arms. I had to kick some legs. No, I'm only kidding. But I did have to really sell the idea on this, okay? Because I wanted you to be able to actually take the information from this webinar and take action on it. Be able to start using it right away. You don't have to search around for an email program. And plus, a lot of us, we need this member management stuff. So the URLs are at the bottom right there. You see the one for fitness, because there's specific fitness version, and then there's a martial arts version. Go to those URLs, and actually, Miranda, can you type those URLs in the chat or somewhere where they can just click it?
Absolutely.
Are we able? Yeah, let's do that to make it even easier for them to get set up. But it's $1. And I don't even know, I mean, you used to be able to get a song off of iTunes for $1, but you can't even do that anymore. They're like $1.29 or something. So this is just an awesome opportunity. Take advantage of it while it's available. You're going to get all of the bonuses. You're going to get the emails that already sent or you should have already gotten. And there's a bunch of templates in there that are actually incorporated in the software as well, a bunch of email templates that are already in there that I didn't even touch on. So for those of you who stuck around, what is the secret to keeping members coming back month after month?
Eric, would you like to hear what the responses were?
Yeah, let's hear a couple of them. Let's not get too long, because otherwise we'll,
Sure.
just give me a couple of them.
There are a couple good ones. Yep. So here's a few good ones. Showing them results, providing value. Every member has different expectations, mostly based on delivering the expectations that they came in with. Knowing their goals and motivations and encouraging them to become better versions of themselves. Those are a few examples that I think represent the group.
Yes, awesome. And here's the thing. If you take all of those and you put them together, because results are important, providing value is important, delivering on their expectations is important, and what do all those things do? They build relationships. Somebody comes in and they say, I want to lose weight, and you deliver. You deliver a fun workout that gets results. You have created trust in that member, and you've built the foundations of a great relationship that continues month after month after month. Why would I ask that in this webinar? What did I teach in this webinar? The exact same thing. Use your emails to help build relationships, not just to promote the latest and greatest offer that you have. The same way that you build a relationship live is very, very similar to how you build a relationship through email and how you build a relationship, period. Okay? So, once again, there's the offer. There's the addresses that you can go to get started for $1. And why don't we take, we have some time for some questions. Let's see what time we got. We're getting close, but let's take a couple questions, Miranda, and see what we've got. See if I can answer them.
So first of all, a couple of people did go ahead and ask, if you already are a MyVolo user, what does this offer mean to you? So you can get the bonus materials, the 6-week challenge program, and the emails and Facebook ads, but obviously the offer itself is for new MyVolo clients. Okay, our first question is, how would you suggest setting up a flow for people who are just phone leads, not members yet?
Okay, so if you're on this webinar, you are obviously right. You're asking the question. That was probably the dumbest statement I've made in a long time. But I will actually send you those emails. Check. We have a download, and maybe we can send it out one more time to everybody who's attended, where you can go and you can download the leads email sequence. Because I have them all set up. I have them for self-defense. I have them for weight loss. I have them for youth programs. I already have them done. But it's the same idea to answer the question for the do-it-yourselfers, and you don't want to download it. I don't know why, but I've already done it for free, and they're the results-based ones. But it's the same idea. You want, when a lead comes in, when you're on the phone with them, you want to find out why they're interested in trying your program out. That is one of the first questions you want to ask somebody. Why are you interested in training with me? What is your goal? You're going to find out some information. Well, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to lose weight. I want to get in shape. I want my son to be more disciplined. I want to get him in a program like that. Okay, so once you find out their interest, that's the lead flow that you assign them to. That's the email flow that you assign them to, is based on that interest. In writing it, it's all going to be geared towards that interest. So the articles that you're going to send them links to, the blog posts that you may send them links to, the videos you might send them links to, all of those things are based around that specific interest. Okay? So that's how you do it. Now, the easier way, download my emails, see how I do it, and if you want to change it up, be my guest. Feel free to experiment. Let's take a couple more.
Okay. Next question is, how many emails should be in a flow?
Okay, good question. Write this down. It's very important. As many as you want. As many as you can hold their interest for. There's no set amount of emails. Sometimes I have an email flow that's 3 emails long. Sometimes it's 5. I have some that are 21 emails long. It just all depends on what you're doing and the interest level of that particular segment that you're sending it to. Okay? So there's really no set. You want it to be, you want it to be 2 to 3 emails ideally to go to a list. But see, once you've built the attention and the interest of that list, you're also able to send them out, quote unquote, promotional emails, because you're only going to send them things that you've already proven that they would be interested in. So you can actually get away with it here and there. You just don't want it to be a constant bombardment of promotional emails that half of them have no interest in. So 3, 4, 5, whatever it takes. If you struggle a little bit in the beginning with writing 5 email sequence, then do 3. And then you can build on it later. You can adjust to it later. Okay? But that's a good question. We want to do one more and then we'll wrap it?
I think so. Yeah, time
Okay.
for one more question here. So someone is wondering, in sending the same email to everyone, there's a chance that someone might pass this on to someone who is interested, even if they're not. So what do you risk by not sending the same emails to everyone?
Okay, so basically the deal is this. The risk is you risk losing their attention. people aren't going to forward it on to somebody else, believe me. They're people who they're interested in what's in it for them. And their attention is very scarce, as we already talked about. So if you lose their attention, they're gone. Very hard to get it back. Think about your own list that you subscribe to. I'll give you a quick example. I love the guy. I'm a big fan of his. I've taken his seminars and I've webinars and read his books. His name's Grant Cardone. He's a pretty hardcore sales guy. Um, not the techniques that I would recommend for selling memberships, but he does have some good stuff here and there. Now, I get emails from him constantly. All they do is promote, promote, promote. I don't even open them anymore. And I'm a fan of his. But he lost my attention with the constant promotion. So the question was, what the heck was the question? Oh, they might pass it on to somebody else. They're not going to do it, and you risk losing their attention. And if you lose that, they're gone. Okay, so it's very important to only send them emails that they're actually interested in. And then you build that trust and you build that relationship, and making a recommendation goes a long way. Okay, so all right, thank you for the questions. Thanks everybody for being on this. Take advantage of this opportunity to get Volo for $1 today. It's really it's amazing. Obviously I use it, or I wouldn't be telling you to do it and try it out. And I didn't get the opportunity to get it for $1. So this is really, really cool opportunity. And I want to thank Member Solutions for really putting it out there and also for having me on this webinar. It was a lot of fun. I hope everybody enjoyed it, got a lot out of it. If you have any questions, here's the contact info. If I didn't answer your question and you got another one, send it to info@Member Solutions. They'll pass it on to me, and I will respond. I will respond to every single question. I won't have any question unanswered, but for the sake of time, we gotta wrap it up. So thanks again. I appreciate everybody. Thanks again, Member Solutions, for having me on it. I really enjoyed it, and
Thank you,
looking
Eric.
forward to the next one.
Absolutely. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.